I'm going to be reviewing one of my subscribers' email copy. Do not make these mistakes, especially if you're trying to get your first copywriting client, because this also is going to help you make a lot of fucking money for them. And remember, if you get them pretty good results, then more clients are going to come like by themselves. So here's his email. By the way, this is going to be a boring video, but it's going to be pretty packed with value that gurus are charging thousands of dollars for. So if you're really interested in this, just watch until the end. You should start this before going to the gym. That's the subject line, and it is a must. By the way, I already rewrote this email, and you're gonna be able to see the things that I did differently so you know them. But basically, I would make this subject line more intriguing, more hooky. Remember that the essence of a clip is actually not of a clip, but a title or a copy in general. As Gary Halbert says, the most powerful force on earth is curiosity. So your titles or your subject lines or headlines have to be intriguing as fuck. So you get people attention and hopefully they read your email. If you don't get anybody with this, then I'm pretty sure that nobody's going to read it. And so again, I'm going to show you exactly, guys, what you have to do or how I would make things different. But for now, I will make this something different. Like here is what the fitness industry is hiding from you or exposing fitness industry. I don't know, like exposing the fitness industry. It is now what you think, something that's intriguing, something that gets people attention. So hey Sam, many Instagram influencers told you if you want to build muscle, go to the gym. Okay, here we go, the pain points or the chain of beliefs. If you want to build muscle, go to the gym, buy 1,000 pound coaching section, buy 1,000 kilograms of weight. That's absolutely wrong. Okay, they just want your money. Now in this part, I would just make things more specific, some things that people have actually experienced in their day-to-day lives. What do I mean by that? Instead of saying, if you want to build muscle, go to the gym, you could say something like, you've heard this many times, like if you want to get big like Sam Sulek, if you want to get jacked like C-Bomb, then do this. For example, to train each muscle group every 5 times every single week. Don't just say if you want to build muscle, just use the words that your clients use, not your clients, but your audiences use in a day-to-day situation or a day-to-day life. So you talk like them. So instead of saying build muscle, talk like them. Say like getting jacked, something like that. And that's absolutely wrong. They just want your money. Okay, so you just told me that this is absolutely wrong. Now you have to give me a logic explanation as to why they're wrong and why you're right. So I would just break this down a little bit more before I come to this point right here. So I would say like that's absolutely wrong. And here's what I mean. And then you explain why you just made that claim. You give a solid explanation, which I believe you did right here pretty good, because Sam said beginners who start with training without any previous experience have an 80% chance of high risk injury. And he's saying that according to the American College of Sports Medicine, which he's using their like external authority, which is pretty good. So now you just say that's absolutely wrong. And you put like, you see, the most common mistake that I see beginners, because I believe you're talking to beginners who are getting started into the gym or lifting weights. So you have to be pretty specific whenever you're talking to your audience and say like, okay, that's absolutely wrong. And here's why. Basically, most beginners go to the gym because they believe that lifting weights is actually the best way to gain muscle. But in reality, there's something that these fitness gurus are not telling you. And according to the American College of Sports Medicine, beginners who start weight training, blah, 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 injuries, blah, blah, blah. So what is the solution then? Or what would I recommend? So look, after 125 clients or people or beginners that I've trained and that I've helped gain muscle, none of them have actually gained muscle with lifting heavy weights or going to the gym. And then you just start introducing your solution. So how do they do it? It's pretty simple. You need to understand that in order for you to do this, like benefit, you need to start controlling or mastering your own body weight first. And here's why. And then you give that explanation or that logic solution as to why lifting body weight or your own body weight is more important or more effective and less risky than lifting weights. So, because it helps proper form and movement control. But this is a feature, but that's not the benefit. So tell them a benefit, tell your audience a benefit, like builds proper form and movement control so you can. This is the best thing you can do whenever you try to give benefits or you try to give bullets. And if you don't want to remove the feature, quote unquote feature, include this at the end, like builds proper form of movement control so you prevent injuries, so you don't get injured, so blah 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 benefit or a pain point. It strengthens, stabilize your muscles and cores so that you can, or so you can, and benefit or a pain. Improves mobility and joint health so you can a benefit again or a pain, like I don't know, so you can squat without your knee pain or something like that. And now before you talk about a product, because that's what we see right here, that's why I made the body weight training program for beginners before they go to the gym. I've trained dozens of clients who made the mistake of starting the weights too soon, blah blah blah. Before you actually pitch them, before the pitch, you have to make sure that they are sold on the idea that body weight is more important than actually lifting weights. So you can say like, hey, listen, after training 125 people, I actually developed what I call, and you put it USM, a unique selling mechanism. Why is this product any other different than the 100,000 other fitness bodyweight programs that are out there? What it makes it so unique? And so the easiest way to do that is by using a USM. So one of the USMs I used to use for one of my fitness prospects when I was prospecting would be like neuromuscular rewiring, right? So please don't copy this just because it's not going to work, not for your specific case, because every single client has a specific approach, and this approach was the best for my client back then. So now you're presenting stuff like neuromuscular rewiring. And so, by the way, a USM has to follow a certain criteria. Number one, it cannot be Googleable, meaning people go on Google trying to look for the answer. Because this is Googleable, then you're pretty much cooked. And second, it has to be unique to your client and it has to reflect whatever your client is trying to sell with their products, right? So I'm just going to put right here like this for the product. That's exactly the criteria you need to have. So first, create a name that's not Googleable at all and also is unique. Nobody else has it on the internet, and people can see themselves reflected whenever they say the name for this thing. And then you're gonna say like, hey, yeah, so one of the biggest mistakes that I saw beginners was just going to lift weights when in reality the only thing that was doing is just harming their bodies, causing more pain, and therefore their, I don't know, their gains were slowed because they took more time actually healing and recovering from the injuries instead of training. So after seeing that happening a lot and after training 125 of my own clients, I developed what I call the neuromuscular rewiring. So the neuromuscular rewiring is going to help you with, and then you start giving benefits like it's going to help you with this, it's going to help you with this. Also, you're going to include pain points like it's going to help you avoid this pain or this problem, and blah, blah, blah. And only then, once you have presented and told your audience what the neuromuscular rewiring, or in your case, your USM does for them, then you can just tell them, and hey, I have put the neuromuscular rewiring inside my body weight, like my beginner body weight program. If you're interested in knowing, or if this sounds like something you're interested in, I just put a short video or a quick video breaking it down and how it's gonna help you benefit without biggest pain in the next in a time frame. Click here and go watch my video. And then you just remove all of this right here because this is not needed. And by the way, guys, just pause the video and read it if you're interested in knowing exactly what it says right here. And you put a PS because this is missing a PS. Guys, the PS and the headline are the two parts of a copy that are reading the most or are read the most. I'm sorry. So you put something here that makes people want to click on this link. For example, what I show you in this video is something that gurus are not even talking about. In fact, all the people who watch this video tell me that the thing they regret the most, that the thing they regret the most is not knowing or finding about this sooner. So do yourself a favor and watch it here before, I don't know, before going to the gym again or something like that. And here's what it did for you, Sam. And by the way, I don't expect you to copy this word by word. Just use it as a guide, but still, and also you guys watching this, use it as a guide. Don't copy word by word because it might not be necessarily related to your clients, but just like try doing this like the best you can. So here's the subject line that I wrote: exposing the biggest lie of the fitness industry. I couldn't believe it when I found out. So as you see, this is pretty intriguing. This grabs me by the throat. And chances are I'm gonna see this because I want to know what the biggest lie of the fitness industry is. And also, I'm just making it exaggerated. I couldn't believe when I found it. So, exaggeration and intrigue are the two most powerful forces on earth. And of course, the third one, the what's in it for me, or also known as self interest. So keep that in mind. Now, it says, hey, Sam, every day you're bombarded with the same useless fitness advice. Train 2 times a day and train each muscle group 3 times a week. As you see, I'm being pretty specific. And also because I work out, I'm one of my target audience prospects. I'm one of them, so I understand the pains pretty much. Joke on 300 grams of whey protein powder every afternoon. Eat plain chicken, rice, and broccoli to get jacked like Sam Sulek faster. That's the worst advice you could give a complete beginner. Why? If you've never been to a gym in your entire life and you try lifting heavy weights, your body won't be able to keep up. And look, I'm saying beginner here because that's who you're targeting, right? So if you're targeting advanced people, people who are already into fitness, this email is not going to be for you. That's what I'm telling you guys. This is not going to work. But if you're targeting beginners, because I believe you are, Sam, so then this is going to work. And now their body won't be able to keep up. Why am I telling people this? Now I need to back up my claim. So think of trying to put 400 pigs in a kayak. So you see, this is pretty graphic. Imagine putting 400 pigs in a kayak. What's going to happen with a kayak? It will sink, right? So something similar happens to your body. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. If you train your legs with heavier weights than you're used to, you won't be able to walk for a week. I've been there before, guys. This has happened to me. And I know this happens to a lot of people every single time. Yeah, I've been there before. Or even worse, if you lift heavy weights with your arms, you won't be able to put on shampoo for the next few days. I've also been there. But wait, there is more. According to the American College of Sports Medicine, beginners who start weight training without any previous experience have an 88.5% chance of high risk injury. Look, if you're trying to build muscle as a complete beginner, again, I'm talking to my ideal prospects, the gym is the last place you should start. So, what should you do then? This is one of the questions they're going to have in their brains. Okay, so what should I do then if I shouldn't be lifting weights in the gym? So I'm glad you asked. Control your own body weight first. And now I'm going to explain why this is so important, why they should control their own body weight first instead of going to the gym. Here's why this is better than lifting heavy weights. Number one, it builds proper form of movement control so that you can, and you right here are going to insert the benefit, for example, so that you can avoid injuries or without getting injured. So you see, I'm doing the two things right here. It strengthens and stabilizes your muscles and cores so that you can, and again, the same thing, insert a benefit or their deepest pain. Improves mobility and joint health so that you like the benefit or the pain, and you can even add more than that if you want. Of course, the more you add, the more convincing you're gonna be. And then right here you're gonna say like, hey Sam, after training 125 people or after working out for a decade, I created what I call and inserted USM, the neuromuscular rewarding. The neuromuscular reward helps complete beginners like you master their own body weight and benefit, gain 2 pounds of belly of lean muscle, or this could also be a pain point, master their own body weight, and I don't know, get rid of 20 pounds of belly fat, get rid of their muffin top, get rid of their moon phase, whatever it is, in a time frame 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever, 3 months, 6 months. In only this, all from the comfort of your own home with only, and you're gonna put the time 2 minutes a day, 3 minutes a week, 20 minutes a week. Instead of putting just like 5 minutes a day, just put like 20 minutes a week or something that makes the effort looks like minimal. With only 20 minutes a week per day or per week, 20 minutes per week, and without the deepest pain, without I don't know, injuring yourself, without paying expensive gym memberships, without stop eating the foods they love, without stop eating bread, whatever. If this sounds something like if this sounds like something you might want to do, I recorded a quick video explaining how this works and how it has helped 125 beginners just like you gain, I don't know, 2 pounds of lean muscle or control their body weight without getting injured, getting jacked, losing belly fat, losing 2 pounds of chin fat, whatever. Be specific. Click here to watch my quick video. Best regards, Sammy. P.S. Beginners always come to me saying they regret not knowing about this sooner. I even had one guy telling me he was struggling to gain weight or getting injured all the time because he was lifting weights. And after doing what I say in my video, he stopped getting injured or he got, I don't know, 4 pounds of lean muscle, whatever. Do yourself a favor and discover what I'm talking about. So you see, you actually are creating that what do you call this? You're creating that desire for this product. And remember that your email shouldn't be selling whatever you have right here. Then this video that I'm talking about here hopefully should be a VSL, or if you're not talking about a video, then put a website. Here's I don't know, a letter that I wrote, or here's a research that I found, or here's what I wrote, or here's you're gonna be able to find more information. The email job is only to sell the click to a VSL, to a landing page, or even to a YouTube video. And that's all it should do. So I hope that helps all of you guys watching this. And by the way, if you want me to review your copy absolutely free, send me a message to my Instagram account. And also, if you believe that I can help you and you want me to mentor you and review your copy every single week, live one-on-one with you, so that you can get so fucking good at writing copy so that you can not only get clients but also keep those clients and charge thousands of dollars in revenue share in 60 days. Click on the link below, book a call to speak with me, and that's it, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.